I went in 26 dates in 1 year, and this is what I've learned. So, when you guys don't know, I went from fat to skinny in a relatively timely manner in a year and a half. And what I've learned in that period is that quality beats quantity. So, when I first started, I was super excited. I just lost weight. I was dealing with new women. I was very young, excited, and I was ready to go out there. So whenever I learned the tricks and tips on how to get women, I abused it. I approached girls like every week, like maybe twice a week, and sometimes they bite, sometimes they don't. But either ways, I was in love with this. I everywhere I went. I wanted to go talk to new women, new women. I loved it. I I felt like this was cool. I was amazed. I was like, man, I was missing out on this. I'm an attractive guy. I felt like a king doing all this, and I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my time. Doing this because I was just came off a fat spree. I've never dealt with this before. Women always like bypass me, and now I'm bypassing the women that you know were bypassing me when I was fat. It was an amazing time for me, but um, I learned something very critical that you should know before you start this. The women I was dealing with were not the same women I wanted to deal with long term. So meaning that these girls that I was dealing with were no good. They'll cheat on you. They are they pretty much will go on a date with anyone in that senior same caliber. If unfortunately, these girls that I was dealing with were not the best, and they were nothing I wanted to have seriously. Matter of fact, they were the toxic ones, the ones that were on you. Why aren't you doing this? Why are you working? Negative traits that were nothing I wanted to bring to my life. I'm very work passionate. I'm exercise. I hardly have time to be home. I enjoy this life. I enjoy it. That's what saved me. As you guys know, I this hard work has saved me, meaning that this work resonates with me for the rest of my life. So whenever I get a woman that says, "Man, you're working too much," or whatever the case may be, I'm like, "Man, so you don't know the difference from me working too much and not." So then, because they don't understand that, yes, I will work, and that's me trying to shoot for the world, and they say that, but whenever they let's say we're dating and they leave me, they're gonna go for the guy that shot up in the air. So if they actually love you, they're gonna be like, what, I want you to shoot up in the air so I can continue to follow you, follow your path. But that's something I learned down the road, and that's something I want to avoid for you guys. Thinking, oh man, if I get really attractive, I'm gonna go on 26 days. I'm gonna go on more. But in hindsight, it's more negative towards that. Because now these girls, they could be aggressive. They can go back at you. They can come up to you, negative, speak negative about you. Because word spreads, and unfortunately, my track record was not good. Some of these girls, didn't like how I handled some certain situations. I didn't like it how I handled situations too. Um, I ain't gonna lie, some of this stuff I was completely in the wrong. I'll give you an example. I went on a date and I really liked this girl, and I liked her and she liked me too. But with me just coming out the fat phase, I still handled things personally. So I remember I was like, hey, let's go on this date this Friday, and she was like, I got. She was like, I don't know. I think I'm busy, and I'm like, and I just straight up said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh, okay, then all right, let me know." And the same fucking night, I went on a date just to prove to her that I can, easily switch up on her. That tells her that I'm immature, that I'm emotionally unstable, and that's not attractive to women because women have issues with that. So me, I need to be this stone. But for me at the time, I wanted to be like, oh yeah, you can we can skip on me Friday. I'm gonna go to a date tonight. That's what I'm thinking, because I was like that. That's called being toxic. And so what I did was I did not enjoy that moment. And I quickly realized by the end of the year that these girls are not the girls I want to deal with. They're not my real options. You would argue, yeah, they're just girls that you could date, but they're not the girls I actually like. So I was like, man, because I didn't like I didn't like none of them. We didn't match. And what I should have done is like just cut it off there. There's been times where I went on dates, and I just want to see where it was gonna go instead of I noticed the red flag. But you know what? I just want to see how this goes so I can learn. And in hindsight, I should have said, you know what? I don't want to waste her time. I don't want to waste my fucking time. So I'm gonna end this right here, right now, because right now I have no issue being like, oh yeah, well that's not gonna work with me, but I appreciate you coming out. Or oh yeah, I understand. It's completely acceptable. Here, so listen, we're gonna part ways. I really appreciate you coming out, and I wish you the best in your journey. Simple. Moving on. I when I switched over, when I wanted to change everything, I realized, yeah, my numbers dropped. All the girls that I was dealing with, they didn't like the new switch where I wanted to be mature, to handle my own business, and they're like, yeah, and I came to realize that, yeah, these girls are like that. I don't like them, and they don't like me either. So we both win because we both don't like each other, and that's what I want for you guys. I want you to be dealing with a different caliber of woman, because unfortunately, just because she's beautiful or whatever the case may be that you're attracted to, doesn't mean she's a potential wife. There's a saying goes, women prepare for the wedding, not the marriage. Remember, they're preparing for the wedding, not the marriage. That's that. In hindsight, that's what that changed my life. I definitely got pickier with who I go out with. I straight up, a girl could text me straight up, and I'll be like, all right, well, I mean, you're already playing games of the first text, because I know how these women text whenever they really fucking like you, like they just want to like get at you, like her, like they can't even, they want to be like, ooh, they give you the smiley faces, they give you all that. So whenever I get like a low effort one, I'm like, dude, I don't even want to deal with you. Like, I have so much self respect that I'm like, you know what, you can. I'm just gonna leave it like that because I know there's a guy, like these, like don't be fooled. These women are shooting their shots with the best guys they can find. So if you're not that person, then you're not that guy, and there is guys that they're shooting their shots with, and that's what you need to work on. Because if you're not that guy, you're not that guy, and they're bloodhounds. They're so good at this. Like women, I ain't gonna lie, they're really good at being like this. They're good at scouting out. They'll call people they're about to hire they're about to draft like a new NBA player. Like okay, this they'll be like okay, well what do you got on it? They're real investigators to that stuff, and you only find that out when you've been around with them, because you would think you think they're going in there negligent, but you gotta see it in their perspective. They deal with their whole lives, guys coming up to them trying to mate with them, and they're used to it. So they need to be more picky, and that's completely fair on their end, but you need to withdraw from that. You need to separate yourself from that. You need to be that outlier, like, hey, this guy is not actually trying to mate with me. Like, what the heck? Is he like better than me? Is he like is he well, no, now I'm attracted. I'm sorry. I mean, I was gonna play games, but now you're forcing my hand here. Well, um, you see how you become a negotiator. You're like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go on a date with you. You're just not bringing anything to the table. And then they're like, oh shit. Well, I like him. I'm gonna have to bring more to the table. And that's how the people with women are really good. They know how to get the most out of them. They know how to be that guy that women want to have, and that's the trick. There's no trick. It's just being really good. They're called. There's also another way to do it, but I'm not gonna even go to that unless you want me to. There are other ways, but this is the only way I see as effective. And true to God, this is the only way I see beneficial all around. And this is what I apply all the time. So whenever I get approached by a woman in the gym or something, I'm like, oh, hello, I'm doing this or this, and I just see where it goes. I underplay anything. So how much did you run today? I'm like, I just ran 12 miles or something like that. Oh, I just ran eight. I just ran a marathon. I just did that. I'm nothing. I just did a few weights. I just fucking squatted like 200 pounds for 8 reps. Nothing crazy. Oh, you did what? Oh, you, you see, underplay yourself. Don't be that guy that that spills out. That's super unattractive, and you won't go anywhere with one minute of that. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys watching, and I can see you guys on the next one. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook to see if there's anything I can help you with for daily posts too, and motivation for any of you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.